Hello and welcome back to the 90s Mads podcast, the podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man in the place, joined by my illustrious co-host Jefferson. How you doing, sir?
What's good? What's happening? What's happening? Good to be back in the house. New digs, new digs. I'm liking
Yes,
it.
yes indeed, man. Boy,
How
as
are you,
usual,
sir?
I'm good, I'm good. I can't complain. Can't complain. On the back of a win. So all good, man. All good. But yeah, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, help the channel grow. Helps with the algorithm and all of that. But yeah, good to go, man. Good to go. As usual, we're here to review the latest from Newcastle United's outings, the latest game against Manchester United, the Battle of the Uniteds. And yeah, we came up victorious. It finished Newcastle United 2, Manchester United 1. Thoughts on the game itself?
Well, we showed him who the real United was, didn't we? No, I say that with pure relief after what was a stunning winner. But yeah, listen, we know that we were under the costume periods and hold tight. Ramsdale. We'll have to talk about Ramsdale's performance for sure. That's what you call a match-winning performance. But you know what? We dug deep. We came out on top in the end. Much needed resilience. Compared to what we've been showing in recent games, and I think we stopped the rot because it would have been an unprecedented 4 league losses at home. So you know what? We managed to kind of turn over a team that was in form. In Man United, obviously Michael Carrick, you know what I mean, local lad. So we did what had to be done there. But I think most people would say they were surprised. Obviously, the I'm talking about the non-Colties here would say that they were surprised that we picked up the win. So yeah, man.
Yeah, we've got a few people in the building as well. So big up William. He said, "Demon, the camera quality is on point up the level with Jefferson."
Big up, Will. Big up, big up. Thanks for coming through, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, man.
big up Adrian. Hope you're good. He's hearing, watch him. Palace doing you proud to that. Listen, I've seen the score. I saw some of the game. Listen, Palace 3-1. Don't let it slip. Yeah, don't let it slip. Yeah, we need you back in the Prem next season. We need Tottenham to be relegated. But that's another story. But big up Marco as well. Hope you're good. Hope you're good.
Marco,
And we got Scant in the building as well. So big up, big up.
man, like
Um,
scants. What's good?
smash the like. Hope you've all smashed the likes as well on your way in. Be much appreciated. But yeah, listen, the game itself, like I actually didn't predict a win. I thought we'd draw. Well, I thought we'd lose actually, maybe a draw at best. But listen, credit to the boys, credit Eddie Howard. They got the job done. Listen, it's not really hard to get up for games against Manchester United at home. We've got a very good record against them of late. But we did it the hard way. I don't, maybe not our fault. We could talk about that later. Playing with 10 men, and we left it till late. But I thought we were the better team throughout the game. We scored a quality winner, and yeah, there were some stand-up performances as well. So positive result for overall. Good performance. Not going to get carried away because it is just one result, but one game. But listen, considering the way we've been playing of late and the results that we've been getting, especially at home, this was a nice little relief. So yeah,
Bro,
man.
what's up with the officials? What's up with the referees, man?
They don't seem to
What's going
like us,
on?
bro. They don't seem to like us. Big up William as well. Big up. Hope you're good, sir.
Two
Hope you're
Williams
good.
in the house.
Is it, man?
It's a first for everything.
But yeah, I don't know what's going on with these officials. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but they seem to have some sort of issue with us, and I'm not I'm not happy at the end of the day. But listen, we get through it in it. We do it the hard way against whether it's 12 men, 14 men. You know what I mean? We do it the hard way, but it is what it is. But yeah, smash the likes, people, on your way in. Be much appreciated, much appreciated. And
Man,
keep
like
us
your
up to
boy.
speed with the Palace result, the Palace scores. The in play. We're relying on you all in it. But yeah, all good, all good. Big up Javoy in the building. And we got who's this? We've got
Yes, Sticks. We got Truls.
yeah,
What's
Truls in the
happening,
building.
Truls? Long time no see, mate.
He said, "Get in." Still out though, but great game yesterday.
We hear it. We hear it, bro. We hear it.
Well, listen, I don't think I have a team that is that disinterested in pressing their advantage. Glad the Rats went home without the win. Indeed. But yeah, so let's get into it then. As usual, the lineup, yeah. So what are your thoughts on it? Because obviously the news Eddie Howe alluded to in the press conference that Voldemar was a doubt with sickness, and Ramsay had trained, whatever. What are your thoughts on the lineup? Happy with the lineup?
You know, it's a weird one. Firstly, it's sad, obviously, that Nick was ill. So number one, I'm dubious when they with how and this stuff. But I hope number one that if he is really ill, that he's recovering well. But I do think it helps the team in the sense that you then got a more structured midfield, because in my opinion, Nick Voltemade is not a midfielder.
Yeah.
So to that end, it brought us more balance, you would think. So that was one of the things that stood out for me. But we're continuing with sort of Barnes through the middle for me, where it's just like it's an experiment for me that needs to end. We're not playing Karabakh every week. That's not going to be the situation. I feel obviously Elanga, again, as we've been talking about week on week, he's been building into these games. Is it perfect? No, but there's a steady but short improvement. So, but the biggest thing that stood out for everyone, I'm sure that they saw Ramsdale between the sticks, because Pope, I think, just puts much fear and trepidation into fans, let alone the back four. So yeah, to see Ramsdale there was big, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was the big one, Ramsdale. You see, because last time Ramsdale got introduced, it was, they said, obviously Pope had an injury, so it's like forced upon Eddie Howe. But this time, fair enough, he's gone on Pope's current form, and the errors that he made in the last game, he couldn't justify selecting him again. So, credit him for putting Ramsdale into the lineup, and obviously we'll talk about Ramsdale later. Look, it looks like Gordon's going to be our striker to the end of the season. Yeah, because obviously Wiss has been back now a few games. He's not getting a start. Voldemar, even if he was fit, he wouldn't start up front. So it looks like Gordon's going to be our main striker. Make of that what you will. But yeah, the fact that Elanga, I was happy to see Elanga get a start as well. I thought that he could really cause some problems with his pace. And to be fair, Murphy hasn't really been on it since he's come back. So I could understand that. Looking at Man United's lineup, did that bother you? Did it worry you? Or was it? Did you think, yeah, we can get at them?
Yeah, I think they have a lot of balance. So not only are they playing decent football at the moment, but when you're looking at their front four, we know that Bruno Fernandes is a creator. He's one of the best 10s in the league. I mean, as much as he's a rat and people have their qualms and quandaries about him, he tends to produce. And then obviously Cunha and Mbeumo are two players that we've coveted. They were two of the best in the series of best attackers in the league last season, and they've increased their goal threats this year. Sesko, we know, has recently played into form. Is it 6 goals in the last 7 games prior to playing us? So they had a goal threat essentially from those key areas there. So I was a little bit worried, but I did think Casemiro, tired old legs, maybe he could have been got at, and Menu still playing himself into fitness and stuff, that maybe we might have been able to penetrate the midfield a little bit if they left themselves vulnerable.
You know what? If you think about it, their front three, we wanted all 3 of them. We wanted all 3 of them. Yeah. And they have been playing quite well, to be fair. Like I said, Sesko's been on form. He seems to have settled more into the league now, got used to it. And Bremo's having a good season. Cunha started to pick up pace as well. So their attack worried me, considering the fact that we leak a lot of goals at this present time. I thought they could cause a lot of problems. And you've got Bruno Fernandes. You know what Bruno Fernandes can do? Yes, he might be a stat pad or whatever, but he does, his attacking threat is there to be seen in it. So you can't really doubt that. Casemiro has been very good in midfield as well. And since Carrick's come into the management, he's brought Manu back in, and he's been playing well as well. So, and you know what he can do with his mobility and stuff like that. So I was a bit concerned with them going forward. I did think we'd score, but yeah, on paper, I did think, they're going to cause us a lot of problems. But to be fair, we should talk about, I thought we handled them pretty well. So obviously the game started now. And we started well. I think Trippier hit the woodwork with a cross well, it was a cross really. Hit the post, it eluded Euro and the keeper, Lemons, at the back post. You know, it hit the post and obviously didn't go in. I think Barnes had a shot, a curling shot just wide as well. Lewis Hall had a volley with his right foot as well. So we were putting on the pressure. I thought we were looking, but as usual, it's one of the ones we tend to start well in these games anyway. And the concerning thing is, if we don't score early, we tend to sit back, or we could see the goal on a break, and you know what happens. You know what I mean? We just fall to pieces. But a lot went on in that first half, right? So the first big moment in that half was Ramsay sending off. Yeah. Now, what were your thoughts? Because he's got the yellow card before that. Now, there's been various opinions about this. Yeah. Obviously, he's got the red card for diving, second yellow card for simulation, right? So, what were your thoughts on that itself?
I think in the first instance, when you look at it, it does look like he may have dived, right? And this is common folk for what happens in the Premier League. But this is what VAR is for. So when you're looking at repetitive angles, you're looking at repetitive images from different angles, you can clearly decipher that it's clearly not a dive. If anything, he's kind of potentially lost his balance, fallen over a bit. Because the thing is, it's not like he claims for a penalty. He doesn't turn around and look at the ref. He just kind of gets on with it, kind of thing. So that should tell you by his behavior alone that he's not trying to con the ref or win a penalty, you know. And sometimes it happens. We've seen it happen before. There can be a collision. It doesn't mean it's a foul. It could be losing balance. You know, it could be overcompensating of weight, you know, when you try and slow down your speed. I just think there needs to be a bit of common sense prevailing from officials here, because again, you know, it's going to change the dynamic of a game if you send the player off. So for something like this, you have a conversation with the player, or you ask for, you know, support from the VAR. That's what the VAR is there for. You can't tell me they determined that he was trying to con the ref. When you look at it again, you can clearly see he's not dived.
Exactly. Travoy agrees, said it's not a dive. Big up Connor as well. Hope you're good.
Big up Connor.
He said today, the PGMO said today that it was a linesman who told the referee dived. And that's the thing. Adrian said it was a tragedy. If Ramsay had actually simulated, he might have got the pen. But this is the thing. Like I said, he didn't actually dive. Like, if you look at, there's a certain angle where it looked like he may have been clipped slightly, and maybe he felt a little bit of contact, but he didn't dive on the floor like I said, by his reaction, he just got up. He got up. He wasn't trying to con the ref or nothing. And a lot of people, I was on a podcast yesterday, and people saying, "Oh, the ref made the decision straight away." He didn't make the decision straight away because he actually gave a goal kick. The ref gave a goal kick. Yeah, but like Connor said, PJ has clarified it's the linesman. But I don't think the linesman does that if the Man United players don't put pressure on the ref. You know what I mean? Because it was them. They surrounded the ref, which shouldn't be allowed. They surrounded, and it's like they influenced his decision, right? So. To me, I thought, like I said, use a bit of common sense. You know, like he hasn't tried. He knows he's on a yellow card. Why would he try to do that? He's not. There's no disrespect. He's not Anthony Gordon, who does try to play for penalties. You know what I mean? He's not, right? He's an honest player. But unfortunately, the decision goes against us. I read someone put in a group chat that we're going to appeal it, but I don't think you can appeal second yellows. Well, unless the rule is changed. I don't know. I don't
think you can. I don't think you can.
But we've got a few comments here.
Let's chop it up. Let's get through it.
Big up Perspective. He said Asula proved you wrong, Jefferson.
What is this?
You might want to clarify that, bro. What
Listen,
do you mean?
yeah, Perspective. Where's this come from? I've always backed Asula, man. I've always felt that he's never had enough minutes.
I did say that he's better on the wing. Which we'll talk about anyway. Javoy said the refereeing in the Premier is so poor that I think they need to get refs from abroad to come in. Interesting.
Well, remember, Travoy, they tried that with the Australian guy.
Yeah.
Jared Gillett. He came from Australia.
Yeah.
Still the same problems.
It's the same thing. William said if you get a card for not staying on your feet, Gordon should be permanently banned. Let's not tempt fate until he moves clubs, bro. Until he moves clubs. Yeah. But yeah, big up Ginny in the building as well. Hope you're good. And then we've got Gary as well. Gary said, what did you say? Spurs won Palace at half time. Van der Ven sent off after 5 minutes. Yeah, that's it. So keep us updated in the second half because we don't want Spurs coming back. Because I think Spurs pull one back to make it 3-2 and make it nervy. So I hope I'm wrong.
D-Man's a betting guy, so one to follow.
The boy said, does that mean that Ramsay misses the City game? Yeah, it does. Currently, yeah, he does. Yeah. But yeah,
that's 2 yellows is a 1-game suspension, isn't it?
Yeah. So Van der Ven's getting a 3-game ban, mate. So they're in trouble. Troll said, with that, I mean, the boys saw they can win even with 10 against 12. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, listen, go down to 10 men. But first of all, in that passage of play, it was actually good counter-attacking play because the way we broke on them and then the ball from Gordon to Ramsay was very good as well. Like, it was good play. So credit where it's due. But yeah, like I said, we go down to 10 men, and I don't know about you, but I thought, oh, here we go. It's going to be like an onslaught of Man United pressure. We're going to hold it up for as long as we can, and we're just going to cave in. But to be fair, we stuck to our guns to try to attack them, and we end up winning a penalty. Now, talk to me about the penalty itself and the build-up to the penalty, because Anthony Gordon picked up the ball from near enough his own half, and he's driven forward, and he's cut inside. It's a clumsy challenge from Bruno Fernandes, and ironically, it's from Gordon's natural position on the left, not as a striker. Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on the build-up to the penalty?
I mean, it's a great driving run. He's taken on 2, if not 3 players, So this is the kind of direct running we want to be seeing from our wingers. There's been talk about not enough flair from our attacking players. So that sort of stuff will get the fans off their seats, And he did a similar thing against Spurs. I know it's Spurs, but that direct running where he then lays it off for Ramsay resulted in the goal. This time he's jinked inside and created that situation where he's then been tripped and fouled. So, it's one of those ones where you've got rewards for your direct running. Sometimes you don't have to pass a team to death, or as we so often do, check back inside and cross the ball in. Let's be direct. So it teaches us a lesson there for future games that, you can get your rewards if you have more direct running. So you can argue it's a penalty well earned there. I think it was definitely a foul in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely a foul. I don't know what Fernandes was appealing against, because he's blatantly knocked him off balance. But the penalty itself, listen, again, Gordon hasn't missed a penalty for us this season. This was probably one of his not so good taking penalties, because it's straight down the middle. Obviously, you score. But had the keeper stayed on the line, or even not dived as far to his left, he saved that with his feet. Yeah, but they all count. So we all know Gordon's a penalty taker. He's going to stay on pens. 1-0. Obviously, great to be 1-up, and I think that's what. Did someone say, is that 15 goals for Gordon this season or something like that in all competitions? 15, something like that. 9 penalties. 9 penalties. Probably, or something like
that. Because he's got 10 in the Champions League, isn't he?
Yeah. So, listen, they all count, innit? They all count. You have to score your penalties. But to
be fair to him, on reflection, the fact he's gone through the middle shows variation, because he normally tends to pick one of the corners.
Yeah.
So he's throwing keepers off, isn't it? To be fair to him, like, he is showing that he's an adept penalty taker, but hold tight, Yinks. Man, stop padding.
Big up, Yinks, big up. Chavoy said, people, we definitely need a top striker in the summer or play Baltimore at the 9 for the rest of the season. Would you keep Gordon up front for the Champions League games? You know what? Let's be honest. He's going to start up front against Barcelona. And I think until he gets injured or suspended, I think he's going to stay up front for the rest of the season. So personally, I'd rather see one of the 2 strikers playing up front. But it's not going to happen. I don't know what you think, Jefferson.
I think there's that situation where it's very evident Eddie wants someone that can press from the front, number one, but that keen runner. Not that I think Gordon does it, because I don't think he has the best movement, but he probably wants pace up top. So it wouldn't surprise me if he sticks with it. And to be fair to Gordon, in terms of his conditioning, he rarely gets injured. He does stay fit more often than not. He's very fit. So
Chauvet said Gordon needs to stay on pens. He's not missing. Yeah, agreed. And Chul said against Barca, I think Gordon as a striker is a good thing. Yeah, listen, I don't think it's a bad thing, but he just needs to be clinical, because we saw the chance. We'll get to the chance he missed in the second half, the chance he missed against Barca in the first leg, when Elanga could have got his first assist very early in the season. So, you know, well taken goal. Don't we have to make it 2-1? But listen, he needs to take his chances, especially against Barcelona. Right? I mean, but Connor asks, if Voldemort had all those pens and 9 more goals, would he get all the hate he has got recently? Probably not. Probably not. And we know it's unfair criticism. We know it's unfair criticism that he's got. But listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so we go 1-0 up. As usual, we don't seem to be able to hold on to a lead for too much longer. We concede. I think it was Hall that gave away the free kick. He gave away the free kick, and Bruno's whipped it in for Casemiro at the near post, glancing header to beat Ramsdale. Avoidable goal, good header. What do you reckon?
Well, for starters, like you just mentioned, the free kick. I mean, come on, man. You know, such as the standards of Lewis Hall, we expect better than that. I think Mazraoui sells him. It's very evident he's cutting inside. So why is he gone for that so cheaply? But the thing about Bruno Fernandes, we know he's got a great delivery, right? But he puts it into like the near post delivery. So how is Casemiro getting goal side? Who's there? It's too easy, man. We've consistently done it this season. We're conceding very close to a time we're scoring goal. We're just so vulnerable after we score a goal. So I don't know, man. It's very frustrating at times, you know. And again, you see, I think you thought initially before, here we go. At that point, I thought, here we go.
Right.
Because we've seen that story so many times.
Way too many times this season. Yeah. Big up Mo in the building. Mo NFC said, I want 90s mag stream with loaded mags. Listen, if you know them, shout them, innit? Hit
them up. Hit them up. Hit them
loaded
up.
Mags, man. Big up loaded mags. Big up loaded.
Big up. Yeah, we know a couple of people there, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Gary, the Barcelona game could be a cracker as they play ridiculously high line. So it will be Barnes, Gordon, and Elanga up front three, in my opinion. Yeah, you're probably right.
Pace.
Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, listen, we continued on a stroke of halftime, and the boy, Iniesta, Iniesta's a mod for loading mags. We're gonna make a few of you mods in there as well once we find out how to do it. Yeah, but we're gonna make a couple of you mods as well, including you, Iniesta. Yeah, if you don't mind, and Connor and the likes of that, the real, the loyal supporters. There's quite a few of you in there, so yeah, man, look out for that. Be much appreciated. But yeah, smash the likes, people. Don't be shy. Yeah, keep them coming. Tell a friend to tell a friend and all that good stuff. But yeah, listen, we go in at halftime. I think there was a bit of a handbag, in the tunnel. I see Joe Linton was involved.
Surprise.
Yeah, he felt a bit aggrieved. But listen,
Adrian as well. Adrian said as well. I'm sure he said he wants to know what his pre-match meal is. Interested if any of you guys can think what it might be.
Probably, boy, I don't even know. But this guy, we'll talk about Joe Linton.
On a random tangent, has anyone ever been to Preto? It's a Brazilian steakhouse.
No, I don't.
You know the ones they bring it to your table and they
yeah.
And then you have to flip the thing green and red to tell them if you don't want no more food.
Yes. One time they should do that Gaucho, didn't it? They should do that
Gaucho as well. Gaucho's a more famous one.
Yeah.
I think it's more expensive as well. And they brought me some glistening meat, and I said, "What's this?" They said, "Cow's neck." I was like, no thanks. Maybe that was Joe Linton's pre-match meal. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's better you don't tell me what it is. If you want me to eat it, just don't tell me what it is. Yeah, because there's no way you can tell me cow's neck. Oh, nah, I'm good. But yeah, Chul said Big Joe was 10 out of 10 yesterday. And listen, we're going to talk about Joe Linton because I thought he was immense yesterday. immense. But yeah, listen, we go. It's 1-1 at half time, and again, I dreaded it because Eddie Howe's team talks. I don't know what he says to them in the break, but we usually come out and we're sleeping. Yeah, but credit where it's due. We came out. We didn't rest on our laurels. We tried to take it to them. I will say we created probably the best opportunity of that second half with that corner routine when Anthony Gordon around the back post. Some are saying, a half chance. Some are saying should have got a target. Some said he's missed a sitter. What's your thoughts on that?
I guess it's hard for him to adjust his foot because he manages to get there, but then can't get a clean connection. I just think, again, we know that finishing isn't Gordon's strong point. So in theory, when you look at it again, good movement, but should have done better, had a bit more composure because you're literally unmarked in the box at that point. You made such a good run. But,
yeah.
I think coach, showing that he's earning his money.
He heard the call, bro. He heard the call because we were slating him here. Like, what are you doing, bro? Yeah. But do you think a striker anticipate? And I'm not saying Vissa because this is like he's just not about it. But say like a João Pedro or someone who's on for Ekatike, do you think they put that away?
100%.
Okay.
I could see Ekatike putting that away.
Yeah.
Vissa, or as Connor would call him, Missa. I'm not too sure.
Big up Raymond in the building. He said, "Hi, D-MAN and JEFFERSON. How are you? Hope you're good, sir. Hope you're good." He said, "My man of the match is Willisula for Newcastle and Eddie Howe sacked from Newcastle." He said, he ends it all with Eddie Howe sacked. He always ends with Eddie Howe sacked. But now, big up, Ray. Hope you're good. Hope you're good.
Big up.
Let's talk about, because let's be honest, before the goal and the subs, we have to talk about Ramsdale because he made a string of saves. I think he made one in the first half from, was it Mainu, which was a decent save. But he made a string of very good saves. The one from, let's start with the one from Euro. Yeah, Fernandez put the ball back over, and Euro's at the back post, and he's nodded it down. What did you think of that save? Should Euro done better, or was that a great instinctive save from Ramsdale?
It's one of those ones where it hits the floor, you see. Sometimes they go in, but that's probably slowed the pace down enough for him to get to it. I mean, it's a good reaction, but it's one of them ones, if you kind of aim straight for a particular corner or a side, you got more chance of scoring. But it's still a great save because he shows good reactions. I thought it was going in.
I did as well.
When I saw it.
When he's floated the ball over and I seen him at the back post, I thought, yeah, lights out. So credit to him. I think someone put in the group chat as well the fact that there was rumors that we're not going to renew, take him, make his loan permanent. That kind of spurred him on. It was a master stroke from Eddie Howe to bring him in, and he feels like he has to prove himself. Because let's be honest, since he's come in, yes, we've looked better, with the build-up play, but some of the goals he hasn't made too many howlers. He hasn't made any howlers, but some of the goals he's conceded, you think he could maybe do a bit better. So I think this game would have done his confidence a huge boost. But yeah, so there was that save, obviously the one in the first half from Mainu, and then there was Connor said he made 4 big saves. I know the one from the one near the end from
Xerxes. That's a match-winning save. That one there,
Yeah, that was crazy. That was and what was good about that one is, if you notice, when players take shots like that, a lot of the times the keepers go with their stronger hand. Yeah, he's gone. And it affects the way you stretch for it. So he's gone with his weaker hand, but it allows him to get to the ball and tip it over. But that was a world-class save. And he's capable of it. Travoy said we don't want him. You don't want us to sign Ramsdale for 20 million this summer, but he needs to be number 1 for the rest of the season. If Pope was in goal yesterday, we would have lost it with their shot. I agree. I think, you know what? If we're going to make Ramsdale the permanent signing, I mean, 20 million is excessive, but I wouldn't mind him being our number 2. Yeah, if we go in and bring in a better keeper.
Actually, 16, I think, because we've already paid the 4 million loan fee. Yeah.
So that's not too bad. But yeah, I'd only be satisfied if he's our number 2. If he's our number 1 next season, I think it's not enough. It's not enough.
If he can recapture the form he had when Arsenal, I think was it the first season Arsenal were title chasing.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but we know he ain't going to be consistent. But I think it's a good switch up for the team that we can finally. I think I saw a comment, was it from Gary, about the defense looking calmer. You can start to pass the ball from the back a bit more. And at the moment with Nick Pope, it's going long or it's going into the stands. So that means you're giving away cheap possession. How long till we receive the ball back again? It then means the players aren't getting respite because they're having to press again to win the ball back. Let the ball do the work more than the man. So it starts from the back.
But like you said, Gary said, the thing with Ramsdale is that defenders look so much calmer with him in goal, knowing they can pass him the ball. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Javoy said, I watched Ramsdale live when he was at Southampton, and he's really small in the goal, and that's what's hindering him being from a top keeper.
Oh, wow. So he's not that tall then? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Apparently not. Adrian made a good point as well. He said, being a man down meant we made proper use of Ramsdale's ability to join the back line.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's basically, you know, rush keeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ginny has to talk about Dan Burn. We'll talk about some of the players as well, but he said Carrick targeted Dan Burn in the build-up yesterday and they allowed him to receive the ball, but fair play to Burn. He found the spare man Trippier with lovely crossfield passes to bypass the press. Yeah, he was impressive. My only problem with Dan Burn, right, is that when we're attacking set pieces, he's always fouling. He's always fouling. You're big enough to win these balls. Why are you fouling? I mean, we give away needless free kicks when we're got the attacking advantage. Ramsdale is 6'2". Okay, for a goalkeeper, that's not too tall, to be fair.
Too bad. Remember Shay Given? Wasn't Shay Given like?
He was either 5'11" or
5'11", wasn't he?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Jorge,
but yeah, the reflexes of a cat.
Campos wasn't Jorge Campos like 5'7" or 5'8"?
Yeah. But yeah, obviously, how made the changes in the game, right? When Murphy and Asuda came on, right? Obviously Willett came on as well. But what were your thoughts when he brought those two on? Because I thought, you know what? We've just conceded the game, bro. I thought we conceded the game. We're not going to offer anything from it. And I think mainly because Murphy's done very little since when he does come on sub. And Asula, I was going off the fact that, you know, we talked about it. When he played against Karabakh and he started, if you can't score against them, what have you really got to offer? Yeah. what are your thoughts on when he made those subs?
Well, I'm sure Willock made a foul literally as soon as he came on. And I just thought, just get out.
And he miscontrolled one when someone put him through as well.
He looked cold. He looked cold. Like he needed a few minutes touches of the ball. But you just think, you see Murphy trundling along. You know, when he runs on, you just think, oh man, Jesus Christ. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But I wasn't sure where Asula was gonna go. You know, if he was going to go wide, if he was going to go up top. We've seen it before, unfortunately, with Asula, where he's come on maybe too late. He can't make an impact. And unfortunately, he's still building himself up to fitness. So I didn't think there was going to be any impact from those subs, to be honest with you, at the time.
Yeah. I thought that this was lights out. I thought we're just going to invite pressure. They're not going to offer anything on the attack. And that was it. But how wrong were we? Because after Ramsdale makes that save, we get the winner. There's 5 minutes of injury time, and we get the winner. I think it was in stoppage time. I think we got the winner. Yeah. Talk to me about that goal, because the finish was something else, but it started from when he picks up the ball in our own half. Yeah. So talk to me about the build up and the finish of that goal.
I mean, that's something you kind of see in the park. He literally lays it off to Trippier. Now, I don't know if Trippier just meant to play it into space, or if he saw the fact that Asula had curved his run, right? But he's whipped it into an area, and then Asula, like a leaping gazelle, you know, with that long strided leg running style, you just see him galloping down the wing. And then you think, lost cause is going out. Keeps it in with a deft touch. Bless him, he nearly flipping falls over.
Yeah,
You just think it's like Bambi on ice at the time, innit? You just think, oh, here we go. Then he does his little step overs. I'm thinking, bro, keep it simple. Just hold up the ball and lay it off. To be fair to him as well, Malacia, wow.
Hey,
That is probably
man,
the worst defending you will ever see this Premier League season.
what was he looking at?
What was he looking at? He turns his back like, who? Do you know what I mean?
That is amateur.
But when he pops inside, now we've seen it before against Bromley. And I remember there was a little highlight. He did it against, I know it's AFC Wimbledon, but he does it against them as well. He's got it in the locker. When he cuts inside, he's got a near enough accurate shot.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone thought he was going to unleash the perler that he did. And that has to be already, for me, goal of the month.
Yeah.
Because it's a winning goal. And in that fashion, like I said, man sprints from what? 25 yards from goal?
Mad.
So he runs like what, 70 meters.
Can I just stop you there because we've got a super chat from Adrian? Yeah, listen,
hold tight, Adrian.
Big up, Adrian. I'm gonna applaud the super chat, much appreciated. Yeah, but I'm gonna say, don't ever do this again. Don't ever do this again.
Oh, that's a big choice. That's a big choice.
First of all, I know what's worse: the comparison. Or your factor saying 018, bro. Bro, what are we doing there, bro? 018. Relax. Relax,
018. 018. Who are you choosing, D-Man? Who are you choosing? It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice.
I had to think about this the other day. Yeah, yesterday. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give it to. Let's not be stupid, right? Let's not be silly. Bro.
Ronaldo I can't remember. Was Ronaldo as good on his left foot?
Of course he was. But Ronaldo did this thing, but he did a daisy cut curl off with his left foot. But don't think Ronaldo. Don't ever do it.
Everyone, keep triggering D-Man in the chat.
That's the one time you can trigger me, bro. All day, bro. Don't ever do that. Don't. Yeah. But all I say is that R9 has never scored at St. James's Park, innit? So that's the only thing I've seen who's got over it, really. He never scored at St. James's Park. But funny enough, just sidebar, Curtis, yeah, he's fuming with me the fact that I rate R9 over Alan Shearer. Yeah. You say because I'm a Newcastle fan, I need to have Shearer as my top shot. No, bruv. I have eyes. Yeah. R9 is in a completely different league to Alan Shearer, and I don't care anybody says. I don't care about rankings, about well played or rankings, stuff like that. There is no comparison. So please, and don't at me in the chat either. Yeah, please. Yeah. but let's go with some of these comments. So big up AJ for your super chat. Much appreciated, man.
Big up, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Gary said, Asuli's not a striker, but I can see him as a right winger with pace. He is officially the fastest striker in the Prem, clocked at 36.3 kilometers per hour. Okay.
That is speed, isn't it? That's speed.
But yeah, I did say that he's better out wide. There's less responsibility, and you know, he like I said, he can cut inside, he can use both feet as well. But in terms of the goal itself, you're right, because listen, the fact that he started in his own half and he's played it off to Trippier and he's got set off on the run, and Trippier's found him. But when he stumbled, first of all, credit him for keeping it in play, innit? But when he stumbled, I thought this is typical of Sulu, innit? Because he's gonna drop, But credit to him, he stayed on his feet, composed himself. The steppers were a bit wide, but they were effective. Like I said, he spun Malacia, and the curling finish, Listen, the way I screamed in my house for about half a second, almost woke up my son. I had to compose myself. But that's a goal that you get up and applaud. And you're happy for him because, you know, he hasn't got the opportunities of that he probably wanted of late. But, you know, he made a huge difference. And that's a goal that he's never going to forget. Never going to get. And what a time to do it against. What an opposition to do it as well. At home as well. The script was written, man. The script was written. All night, all day, every day. Yep, indeed.
Come on, Troy, what are we doing here? You got to at least, you know, you got to pull his strings a bit, man. Come on.
Big up Yinks. Yinks said goal of the season. And
Yinks would say that he's biased, isn't he?
With the amount of Tottenham, with the amount of speed we possess, it's a shame we barely play the ball in behind. Interesting.
Fair comment.
Very true. But yeah, listen, 2-1. obviously a bit of a nervy finish. The ref played way too much time in my opinion, but we got the job done, right? Now we talk about some of these performances. So let's start with Joe Linton, because I don't know about you, but he was my man of the match. I thought he was immense yesterday. The only criticism I would have of him is sometimes he held on to the ball a bit too long. Yeah, he actually dominated that midfield, right? Whether it was Ugarte, Casemiro, Mainu, he stood head and shoulders above any of their
Perfect
midfielders.
game for him, wasn't it?
It was a perfect game.
They don't really have that physicality. They can't match him in terms of his physicality,
right?
Can they?
And this is why he should have started in midfield against Everton. When he was selected, I thought he's going to be in midfield because of his physicality, and the way that he was playing before he got injured as well. You know what I mean? So he's starting to have a very good season now. Back to what we expect of him. But yeah, this was a game made for him under the lights at home. Needed to be physical and dominant. And listen, without Bruno, we finally win a league game, and the midfielders, they stepped up to the plate, and he was actually immense. He was actually immense. At the age said it was like Hulk level Joe Linton. Yep, yeah. I agree.
Veins popping out and everything.
Yeah, but back to the R9 thing. Gary said R9 and Ronaldinho the best I've seen, but going back a few years, my favorite all time is Socrates. Oh, okay, big up. My favorite two, well, R9's clear for me. Then Ronaldinho's my number 2. But yeah,
but the thing about Ronaldinho, as we know, he really only maintained that level for 2 seasons. If he did it for longer, he's clear. Yeah. But he just couldn't do it. Too much carnival. Too much carnival.
Too much women and too much food. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I want to talk about Sandro Tonali, right? Because I thought he had a very good game again. And I don't know if you saw Paul Scholes' comments on Instagram when he criticised Michael Carrick, but he said he bigged up Tonali. He said Tonali's the best midfielder in the league. I do like the fact that Tonali seems to have stepped up the level since the absence of Bruno. Yeah, he's starting to think like, not that this is his team, but he feels that sense of he thrives on that sense of responsibility. Yeah, and he's becoming he's starting to come back to that level that we expect. So, what's your thoughts on Tonali's performance yesterday and how he's been performing of late?
I think the effort levels are there to see now very clearly. I remember there was people like making him a scapegoat and stuff like that, but his attitude, his endeavor to close people down, and I think he's slowed down. He's a lot better in possession now. He used to be one for the quick passes. He still does it, but not all the time. I think he's more conscious about how he uses the ball, because I think that was probably fans' biggest criticism of him. Again, we saw that wonderful assist in the last home game, but yeah, I think he stepped up in terms of a leader. People forget that he was the captain of AC Milan. So he does have those leadership qualities there, and we're seeing it. He's leading by example. Very, very mature performance. This is what makes the difference of the real big players. We can see that, and hopefully his form can continue until the end, because it looks like Bruno's going to be out for a bit, isn't it? So he really gives us that presence, but not just, you see where Joe Linton gives us that physicality, Tonali gives us that guile and intelligence as well, isn't it?
And the thing is, I take it back to even when he scored against Karabakh in his celebrations, the fact that the way he's embracing this kind of leadership role, he does care. Like, he's not as passionate as Bruno, but he does care. He wants to give his all for Newcastle. I'm not saying he's going to be here forever, because he's not. But while he is here, he will give 110%. You know what I mean? Yes, he had that dip in form, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, whatever. But it was evident to see. But he's starting to bring back that level. And some people say it's because he plays better when Bruno's not there, but I don't think that's necessarily true, because we're tired of being the best midfield in the league last season when they were playing together. So, but yeah, hopefully he can continue it until the end of the season. I like to see him contribute a few more goals and stuff, but
because he can shoot, right? He can bloody shoot.
Listen, we saw the goal against Villa. We saw the save that Pickford had to make against Everton. Want to see more of that. But big up, I mentioned Curtis, right? So big up CJ, he's in the building, yeah. So he said, "Why am I always bringing up his name, drawing him out?" S9. He's talking about Alan Shearer. S9 all day, bruv.
Wow! I thought that was a typo. I thought he meant to write on.
I realized who it was. Yeah. Don't ever call him S9, bro. Are you insane?
Oh man.
Are you insane? Yeah. But he loves Alan Shearer. And since he's tuning in, one of his favorite players, who actually mentioned, is Big Dan Burn. Yeah. So let's talk about Dan
Oh
Burn's
wow.
performance, because he's always criticized him for criticizing Dan Burn, right? I thought Dan Burn was good yesterday. Yeah, I thought he played well. And I think was it Genius or someone mentioned his Carrick's tactics about trying to target him. But you know, he coped well. What are your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, listen, I think he exudes the passion of the fans, particularly being a local lad. He's one that puts effort in. He's not, he always tries, doesn't he? He can be fairly dominant in the air and actually surprisingly good with his feet. And I thought he had an assured performance yesterday. Sometimes he gets caught out a little bit, or yeah, he can lose the ball at times, or look kind of really slow. But actually, I thought yesterday was a bit more of a commanding performance. I think this is the time when you need your big game players, and I think he stood up to be counted yesterday. I mean, if you look at I forgot who it was that was wide, that looked like they were going to do him for pace. It might have been Agate, and he gets in there and he just
And he
sort of
starts G'ing up the crowd.
being up the crowd, and that's what we need. I personally I agree with William. I think in terms of ability, Botman's better. Botman should be starting, but at least when Burn gets his opportunity, he's given his all, he's taking it. But yeah, in theory, I'd like to see Botman come in. But when Burn plays like that, yeah, you have to give him his props.
Yeah, yeah. Like we said, Burn over Botman is madness. Genius has said, fair play to Big Dan Burn. I prefer Botman, but Burn was good on the ball yesterday. Indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
Um, CJ said, D-Man, you said you thought if Murphy can't score against Carabao, what can he offer? That's a Sula, to be fair. He said Elanga can't score past him and starts every damn game. Hold on. Let's talk about Elanga, because I thought he played all right yesterday. I don't think he was particularly bad. I thought that he started to be a bit more confident on the ball, and he started to starting to get a bit of an understanding with Kieran Trippier. Yes, he didn't contribute any goals or assists yesterday, and maybe held on to the ball a couple of times too long. But what were your thoughts of his overall performance?
It's a 6 out of 10 performance, isn't it? We're still not seeing anywhere near the Elanga that we saw at Forest. Do I think we play to his style? No. And I feel I agree. There's a point there where you're basically saying he still needs to form those relationships with his teammates. And there's a part of me that's kind of given up on this season now. And that if we do persist with him, we'll see the best of him next season. Once he's fitter, once he's kind of got more understanding on the pitch of his teammates, which is crazy saying it, isn't it? Because it shouldn't take a whole season. I don't know. We may do away with him. I doubt it. I think we stick with him. But I think he's ticking over. He's doing better than he was before, but we need to see more, I'm afraid. For a marquee signing, 55 million, is what we're seeing enough? No.
No,
No.
I agree. And the last one to mention was Kieran Trippier. What are your thoughts on this performance? Because I actually thought he actually played well. He grew into the game. He started a bit shakily, but I thought he grew into the game. He made some key tackles towards the end. A lot of Man United fans were complaining, saying that he took too long to get booked because he was creating called it foul after foul after foul. What are your thoughts on his performance?
I mean, look, it's evident with his age, the consistent games he's having to play for the team. He's been left out there, hung out to dry. So he's doing the best he can. Do we expect better though? Yes, and I think it was a much improved performance compared to the last game where it was quite shocking, to be honest with you. And he couldn't even, you're looking at those set pieces, he couldn't even get past the first man. Does he get caught out at times? Yeah, but he does have a good pass selection when he's on it as well, as we saw leading to the final goal, the winning goal. But I feel for him a little bit at times. We know he's going through stuff off the pitch. Won't talk about that too much, but I feel like I know we've talked about Shahar potentially not being ready, but what can we do creatively? Is it a situation where we put Tiao at right back maybe, and then play Burn and Botman as the centre backs just to rest him a little bit, because I do worry at his age playing this many games is a bit nuts, you know. But I thought he gave a good account of himself yesterday, much improved compared to the previous game.
Yeah. Smash the likes, people. Get the like count up. Trying to get as much as possible before we end the show in the stream. Ray said, "How would you sign Darwin Núñez in the summer?"
What do you think, D-Man? I'm interested in your take on this, actually.
I mean, I don't know what the striker market's saying. We do need better than what we currently got, but Darwin Núñez, I suppose he's the Eddie Howe type player. So if Eddie Howe is to stay, then who knows? You know, he can't do much worse than Visser in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net, and he offers more. So I don't know. But yeah, he's not my number one choice. Trevor said,
do you think he could work? I was going to say, do you not think he could work better with Voltemada? Because he's got the speed to run in behind. That's if Voltemada plays off him.
Yeah.
He could hold the ball up. So, and the other thing, because he's a big player, like in stature, he might attract defenders and then create the space. But I think for this to work, Gordon needs to go, basically. I think it's because Gordon is the focal point of the team.
Gordon will go.
Can only work. Yeah, hopefully.
He will go. Big up CV Plumbing. He said, I just hope Arsenal don't win the Prem. Listen, sorry, mate. It's done. The league is done. Yeah? I don't get anything said. The league is over. It's over. Yeah?
Big up, Chris.
Arsenal winning that league. But big up. Big up Stephen in building. He said, there's clearly an agenda with the Premier League and referees, blatant corruption. That win was ever so sweet and just. Yep, agreed. We're doing it the hard way against all odds, but we got it done. Now
it's a bit Brucey. It was a bit Brucey.
Was it?
Just a bit. You know, I think we are a weird team like that anyway. But that used to happen, isn't it? Where we pull off, we'd lose a run of games, we pull off just to get the manager out of a mire.
Well, let's talk
again,
about
the football ain't the best. The football ain't the best. And it's that moment of individual brilliance that gets us out of trouble. Obviously, it used to be a Wilson. It used to be a St. Maximin. On this occasion, it was a very, very wonderful, worldy.
Well, let's talk about it, because at the end of the day, right, it is one win. I got big up Carnell. He sent my voice note. We was talking today, and he was like, he's saying the same thing. Like he said, we always seem to pull off these results that give the manager more. Like he said, okay, he said he don't want Newcastle to lose, but he wants help out. Yeah, and results like this ain't gonna help. It's going to strengthen his position. And I know Craig Holt came out and said it doesn't look like he's going anywhere, whatnot. But it's the season, right? Because you go on social media here. The happy clap is saying, "Oh, the How Outers are very quiet today." Whatever. Now, just to be clear, this result was a very good win, but it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. First of all, we're still 12th in the league, right? We're not going to get Champions League football. We're not going to get Europa League football through the league, right? We still got tough tests to come, right? Listen, it was a good win. If we can build on it, then great, yeah. But remember the set of fixtures we've got coming up in all competitions, right? So hold your horses. If we can put 2, 3, maybe 4 wins together, then you might say, okay, we could have a good run to the end of the season. But right about now, let's keep it real. We always turn up against Manchester United at home. Yeah, our record against them of late has been very good. We slapped them 4-1 last season. Beat them 1-0, or what is it, 2-0? The team before, I can't remember what it was. Beat them in the cup at Old Trafford last season, or whenever it was. You know what I mean? So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But are you taking any encouragement from this, or are you treating this as a one-off?
I'm the same as Truls. Yeah, celebrate the win, but we still Eddie out, baby. Eddie out! No, listen, I'm not getting carried away, man. The football isn't that good. There's 1 or 2 little passages, few little encouraging signs, but at the moment we play EFL football. As long as we've got a manager that is solely driven on emotion, work rate, and effort, we're never going to see a good footballing side. And I think historically we were a fan base that was entertained. Even in the Pardew, that when things went on the Pardew, we were playing better football than this. So I think for us to forward in the next path, he has to go. He has to go.
Yeah. And like William said, getting a new manager is more than a single win or even two. It is about the direction, and we have largely stalled. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, stalled, stagnated, whatever you want to call it.
But listen, we've got Man City at the weekend in the FA Cup, right? Now, Man City, we know that the fact that they flopped against Forest yesterday. Big up Elliot Anderson getting the equalizer. Um, what do City do in terms of, first of all, how do you think we're going to do in the game? And for those in the chat, send us through your predictions for that game as well. But what do you think City are going to do? Because do they still think they've got a chance to league? So and obviously they got Real Madrid in the Champions League in midweek. Do you think they rotate heavily and they take this game seriously because this is one of their chance of silverware, or do you think they kind of like rotate and give us the upper edge, the upper hand, because we're at home as well? What do you think?
Let's be real. In all the games we've played, apart from the one where we beat them at home, have they really ever taken us seriously? I don't think they've ever got out of second gear against us. Honestly, you know, and they've got the squad. They've got the squad that can take us because we're going to be away, right?
No, we're home.
We're home.
Yeah, it's a home game.
Okay, I thought we're away, so that gives us a tiny glimmer of hope. Nah, I just can't. I can't see it, man. I can't see it. I can't see it.
Well, you can't see us beating them.
Nah.
I think we do. I think not because we're going to be that great, but I think they're going to be a bit rocked from the midweek results. They're going to have Madrid one eye on Madrid. I think we will play a stronger team in terms of what we're capable of playing. I think Eddie Howe will go strong. I think they may rotate as well. But who knows? Who knows? But let's read some of these comments first because we've got big up Cuff. Hope you're good.
Yes, Cuff.
I thought Eddie had lost the plays recently, but yesterday I shut that down, to be fair. Let's see.
Some individuals.
Yeah, some individuals, but let's see for the next coming games and stuff, what happens. But I take your point, so big up Cuff. And then we've got Antagonies and Geordie said, don't get this how about BS anyway. He will get the season, and these clowns think it's doing good. What? Doing good to the club. Give it a rest till the end of the season. I'm sick of it.
Antagonizing. Do you know where you are, mate?
Listen. We're just keeping it real over here, right? So, like I said, I think he will. He'll get he'll get the season regardless. He'll get to the end of the season. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's not. But I do believe that there is a chance that he's not here next season. And I think if we don't qualify for Europa League, I personally think he's gone. Yeah, I do. Whether he chooses to walk or they get rid of him, I think that is. If they don't,
what about if we lose the next one of games and then the Sunderland defeat? If we lose to Sunderland again,
yeah,
we can't be like, oh, for the sake of peace and all that, let's keep him.
I think we will. I think
crazy, man.
Don't know. I think if we lose all these games and he loses a Sunderland game, then yeah, he should. But the only way he goes is if he goes himself. I don't think they're gonna, because that'll be 8 games left in the season, 6, 7 games. I don't see him.
Graham Jones.
No, I don't want to
I'm joking.
Yeah. But what I will say is that they'll probably start putting things in place to start put the feelers out there for replacements. I think that's what they will do behind closed doors, right? But I don't think they're going to say, all right, enough's enough. Because let's be honest, if by that time, if we lose all those games, they have nothing to play for, but we ain't going to get relegated. Yeah. So it's just like, we might as well wait till the end of the season. Nothing's going to change. Yeah. Let's wait till the season because you're not salvaging the season from there. You're not. Especially with the temporary coach, because you have to bring someone in temporarily, which would be Graham Jones. You know what I mean? It's not
enough games left.
It's not.
1 point from safety, by the way. 1 point to get to that magic 40.
Relax, bro.
Let's do it.
Are you seeing Spurs, bro? I told you already, bro. We were never in trouble relegation wise. Yeah. But listen. We're not banging on about it. We're just giving our opinion, innit? We're just giving our opinion. We're not here with pitchforks saying, yeah, he's got to go. I ain't. I know Jefferson.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I take your point.
Yes, Carnell.
Big up Carnell. We're just talking about the conversation we had about Eddie himself. I think this is what kicked off the antagonist in cussing. But Big up Scott. Scott said, what if we win the FA Cup and finish mid-table? I think we had this conversation in the last episode. Yeah. Listen, but then FA Cup gets you into Europa, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, he stays. He will stay.
But I mean, the board will keep him, but it doesn't mean he should stay. If anything, it's the perfect jumping off point, isn't it? In terms of, I've done the best I can, and actually, I leave with a really good record of 2 trophies. You know, because we know that we've seen it before. Cups can mask a lot of things. Look at Spurs now. You know, look at Man United before they made their change. Winning cups doesn't mean everything's okay. You know,
it doesn't. It doesn't. But you know, some would argue the fact that, you know, if he gets another back-to-back silverware back into Europe, and there is, you know, we take things with a pinch of salt, but the players that we start to beat, Spurs have lost 3-1, by the way, they are in trouble.
Wow.
But the fact that we've been linked to a different caliber of player in some of the media reports might be an inkling that we're looking to go in a different direction. Maybe Eddie Howe's open to changing things. You never know. We'll see it.
Very mixed.
So you think we're going to lose to Man City, right?
I think so. I think it'll be tight. Tight. I'm getting nervous, by the way. I'm still second for those of you following in the prediction league, but I think the gap's been cut down to about 3 points because I didn't get any points with this Man United game. So I haven't decided yet, but I think I'll go for a narrow defeat, 2-1 defeat. 2-1 win to Man City, I think.
I think we win 2-1. I think we beat them 2-1. And hopefully, if we do, the draw is kind to us, because these draws that we've been getting in this cup is just ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we need a bit of fortune on our side. A bit of fortune.
Joy's saying we need a summer transfer show. So there's demand. I think last year, did we? Was it last year? We obviously, when we started, we covered the Euros, didn't we? But then was it last summer we had a hiatus, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to watch this space. What we do this summer.
Smash the like if you think Spurs are going to go down. Yeah, be interested. Big up Lion Point. He said, "Big ups. How do you feel about the media making Voldemort the scapegoat for Eddie Howe?" Yeah, listen, it's uncalled for, and it's unwarranted. Like, he's been played out of position. He hasn't had the run of games up front. He's still what, 23, 24 in a new league. You know what I mean? You've got to take things into consideration as well. And he's not getting the service as well. He's not. Don't get me wrong, he has missed a few opportunities when he has got them, but that's what strikers do. Yeah. And how are you gonna prove that if you don't get the opportunity? Yeah. So my problem is he's not playing a striker. Whether it's Vissel or Voldemort, he's not playing a striker. Yeah. And this whole Anthony Gordon thing, because he presses well when he makes runs, okay, that's fair enough. But look at the stats. How many open play goals? He can take penalties. He doesn't have to be up front to take penalties. You know, very good penalty taker, but he doesn't need to be up front to take penalties. He's not scoring open play goals. He's not. Yeah. So I think it's a bit disrespectful. You spent all that money on him, on both of them. You spent all this money on them, yeah, and you're putting them on the bench or playing them out of position. I think that's just weird.
And you know, the other thing as well that people don't see, and this isn't me trying to like paint someone as a villain or a bad character. Maybe it's being out of their depth for not knowing how to handle these situations. Do you remember when Eddie was sort of challenged on the Volta situation, and he said it's up to Nick to find a solution? So he's left him to hang out and dry. You're meant to be supporting your player, but then when Nagelsmann was asked, sort of thing, he was like, "Oh, don't worry. You know, we know about Nick's ability. You know, he'll still get picked. He just needs to continue doing what he's doing." So he backed the player, support the player. So it's like, you know, you've got the Germany coach having to put his arm around him because our own coach won't, or at least in public anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Cup said the treatment of Baltimore has been shocking. The noise pointed out, big up the noise, because that's a very good big show, by the way, big pod, with channel. So the noise pointed out he's actually having a better season than Sesko, but the media are giving Sesko flowers and slamming Baltimore. That's shambles. Yeah. Raymond echoed Carnell's fault. He said, transfer the manager, that's the most important one.
Yeah. Great comment that. Love that.
So yeah, you're saying 2-1. I think we win 2-1. It's going to be interesting. If we do beat Man City, do you think we are capable of going to at least the semi-finals?
Again, it's luck of the draw, isn't it? And recently the cup has not been kind to us. Am I going
Yeah.
to go as far to say there's a conspiracy? No, but I just find it really weird that, you know, your Arsenals and whoever, they're getting easy draws. Sorry, Marco, if you're still in the chat, you ain't going to like that one. But, you know, I just find it odd. We get 3 consecutive Premier League sides, man. Bournemouth, Villa, and now City. I mean, what's next? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is what it is. But listen, smash the like, people. We've enjoyed it today. I hope you enjoyed it. Big up for all those in the comments. We will be back to review the Man City game, and we're going to be back to obviously we're going to preview the Barcelona game, the big one against Barcelona. Massive. But yeah, keep supporting the channel. Be much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed. Jeff, anything you want to say before we bounce?
No, just again, thanks again, everyone, for your continued support. Obviously, it's a weird thing on YouTube, but if you can watch out for it, I think it takes about 24 hours. If you guys could give us some hype points, it doesn't cost a thing, but it helps bring much needed attention to the channel, you know, in our ongoing battle against the algorithm. So yeah, please hit the likes, subscribe if you haven't already, and please look to give us some hype points.
Yeah. So until next time, we're out. Peace.
Peace.